Okay, guys. Today we are going to revise the first unit. Okay, unit 1. It's about the Cartesian product. Okay, first part, the Cartesian product of two finite sets and representing this Cartesian product. Okay, first, if there is a set of x which is equal 1 and 2, and a set of y which is equal the set of 5 and 7 and 8. Now, if I want to get x cross y, simply we said that, okay, it will equal x here has two elements, 1 and 2. So I have to start with the first element, which is 1, with whole elements on the set of y. So it will equal 1 and 5, then 1 and 7, then 1 and 8. Okay? Then the second element, which is 2, so 2 and 5, 2 and 7, 2 and 8. So this one is x cross y. Okay, guys, are we clear till now?
Yes.
Yes.
If I want to represent this one using arrow diagram or graphical diagram or Cartesian diagram, for the representation using arrow diagram will be like this. This one will be x. This one will be y. X contains only two elements, 1 and 2. And y contains 3 elements, which is 5 and also 7 and 8. Then now start drawing arrows from x to y according to the ordered pairs you get. 1 and 5, so 1 arrow from 1 to 5. 1 and 7, 1 arrow from 1 to 7. Then 1 and 8, 1 arrow from 1 to 8. Then 2 and 5, 1 arrow from 2 to 5. Then 2 and 7, 1 arrow from 2 to 7, and 1 arrow from 2 to 8. So this is the arrow diagram. Arrow diagram. Okay, guys, are we clear about this?
Yes.
Okay, do you have any questions till now?
No.
Okay, great. So let me clear this arrow diagram and show you how to draw the graphical diagram or Cartesian diagram. It's very simple also. So this one will be the set of x, and this one will be the set of y. We are going to place the elements for each one. So x contains 1 and 2, and y contains 5 and 7 and 8. Then draw the perpendicular net, which is horizontal lines from y and vertical lines from x. Okay, so now how can I represent the first pair or the first ordered pair, 1 and 5? So place one point or dot here at the point 1 and 5. It's 1 and 5, so x equal 1 and y equal 5. So 1 and 5 will be this point, then 1 and 7, 1 on x and 7 on y, then 1 and 8, then 2 and 5, 2 and 7, 2 and 8. Okay, so this one is the Cartesian diagram. Okay, guys, are we clear?
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Okay, great. Do we have any questions till now?
No.
No.
Okay,
No,
okay,
thank you.
very good. Okay. Okay, guys, now we got x cross y and we represent it using arrow diagram and Cartesian diagram. The next point, I want to get y cross x. So I will clear all this again, and only I will keep the sets, which is x and y. So we can get y cross x. Now, guys, I want to get y cross x. So in this case, I have to start with the elements of y. Okay, so y cross x will equal the set of the elements of y, which are 5 and 7 and 8. So I have to start with 5. Then the first pair will be 5 and 1. Then 5 and 2. Then the next element on y is 7. 7 and 1. Then 7 and 2. Then the last one is 8. 8 and 1. And 8 and 2. So this one is y cross x. Okay, guys, are we clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
very good. How about the representation, okay, of that one, y cross x using arrow diagram? Actually, it will be very easy. This one is y, the set of y, and this one, the set of x. What are the elements of y? 5 and 7 and 8. And what about the elements of x? It's 1 and 2. Okay. So now the first ordered pair here is 5 and 1. So one arrow from 5 to 1, then 5 and 2, and so on. So one arrow from 5 to 2. Then 7 and 1, one arrow from 7 to 1, then one arrow from 7 to 2. Then 8 and 1, one arrow from 8 to 1, and one arrow from 8 to 2. So this one is the arrow diagram. Also about the Cartesian diagram, we will draw it like before. Just 1 second, I'm clearing this one. Now, this will be the set of y. And this one will be the set of x. Elements of y, it's 5 and 7 and 8. Elements of x, 1 and 2. Then draw the perpendicular net. As we said before, vertical lines on y and horizontal lines from x. Then represent the points. The first point is 5 and 1, so this one is 5 and 1. Then 5 and 2, 5 and 2. 7 and 1, 7 and 1, 7 and 2, 8 and 1, 8 and 2. So this one is the Cartesian diagram or the graphical diagram. Okay, guys, is it clear?
Yes, Mr.
Okay, very good. So do we have any questions till now?
No, thanks.
Okay, great. The next point, if I want to get x cross x. So in this case, 1 second, I have to clear a space on the board so that we can get x cross x. Okay. So x cross x means I'm going to use x here as first projection and also second projection. So x cross x means I will consider that there is one more x here, like 1 and 2 with the same elements like this. So 1 and 1 first. Then 1 and 2. Then 2 and 1 and 2, and 2. Okay, guys, is it clear?
Yes, mister.
Okay, arrow diagram, I can draw it in this case, okay? Using two methods. The first one is the traditional one, which we always use it, which is like this one x, and this one x, and then 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Then place your arrows. First 1 and 1, so 1 and 1. Then 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Then 2 and 1, 2 and 1. 2 and 2, so one arrow from 2 to 2. Okay, then what is this next method? It will be like this. I will just place the points or the elements of x like points. So only two elements on x, 1 and 2. So this one will be 1 and this one will be 2, like this. Then how to represent the ordered pairs? 1 and 1 means one circle on the element 1 and one arrow like this. So this means 1 and 1, which seems like a loop. Okay, guys? Then 1 and 2. 1 and 2, so one arrow from 1 to 2 like this. Okay? Then 2 and 1, one arrow from 2 to 1. Here the direction of the arrow show us what will be the ordered pair. Okay? So it's from 1 to 2 and the arrow direction from 1 to 2. So this means 1 and 2. Then 2 and 1 means one arrow with the direction from 2 to 1. So 2 and 1, this one. Last one, 2 and 2, the same like 1 and 1. Circle with one arrow, which is representing a loop, which is 2 and 2. Now this one is clear, guys?
Yes.
Yes, mister.
Okay, from that previous points which we got like x cross y, x cross x, y cross x, we have to deduce that, okay, order is important and is a matter in the ordered pairs. So this means x cross y not equal y cross x. Okay, guys, are we clear?
Yes.
Yes, mister.
Yes.
Okay. The next point, it's about the number of elements of X or number of elements of a set. Okay, so here, guys, we have here X and Y. Number of elements of X, how many elements do we have in X? It's 2. Number of elements of Y, how many elements do we have in Y? Actually 3. So simply, guys, number of elements of X cross number of elements of Y will equal 2 times 3, which will equal 6 elements. Okay, which is 6 ordered pairs. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. The next point, if I'm going to check number of elements of X2, okay, X cross X, this one, X cross X, guys, which is X2, X2, okay? So now, if there is a question, find X cross X or X2, they are both are the same. So X cross X means X2 or Y cross Y means Y2. So now, guys, number of elements of X equals 2, okay? So number of elements of X cross number of elements of X, which is equal number of elements of X2 equals number of elements of X equal 2. So 2 times 2, which will equal 4. Can we make sure that we are correct? Yes. This is X cross X or X2. How many elements do we have? We said that it's 4 here. Okay. Now let's check the ordered pairs on the set. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, guys, now we are clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. One more point. One more point. X cross phi equals phi cross X, and in this case it will equal phi. Okay, guys?
Okay, Mr.
Okay.
Any questions till now?
No.
Thank you.
Okay, great. The next point, guys. Next point, it's about the relation and how to represent it. Okay, actually, the relation from the set X to the set Y, it's a connection joining some or all elements of X with some or all elements of Y. Okay?
Okay.
So let's solve one example to check what is the relation exactly. So if X equals the set of 1 and 2 and 3, and Y equals the set of 1 and 2 and 3 and 6. Okay. And R is a relation from X to Y. So the relation here from X to Y. Okay. Where A relation B means what's A and what's B? Actually, this one is A. The elements of X are A, and the elements of Y are B. Okay? So ARB means A is a factor of B. A is factor of B. Okay. Now state the relation and represented by arrow diagram and the Cartesian diagram and so on. Okay. How to solve this one? I have to write down the relation first, state the relation. So the relation will equal the set of first one here. The relation means A is a factor of B. So the relation here from X to Y. So I have to start with X. So X equal 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, so I have to check the 3 elements. 1 first. 1 is a factor of 1. A is a factor of B, right? So 1 is a factor of 1. Yes, of course. So 1 and 1. Then again, 1 and 2. 1 is a factor of 2. Yes, of course, because 2 equals 2 times 1. So 1 and 2. What about 1 and 3? Of course, 1 and 3, because 1 is a factor of 3, because 3 equals 3 times 1. So 1 and 3. Then 1 and 6. Also, this one is correct because 1 is a factor of 6, because 6 equals 6 times 1. So 1 and 6. Then next, 2. The second element on X, 2. 2 and 1. Is 2 is a factor of 1? No, of course. Then 2 and 2. Yes, 2 is a factor of 2. Okay, so 2 and 2. 2 and 3. 2 is a factor of 3? No. Next one, 2 and 6. 2 is a factor of 6? Yes, of course, because 6 equals 2 times 3. So this means 2 and 6. 2 and 6. Are we clear till now, guys?
Yes, Mr.
Okay, then the third element, 3. 3 is a factor of 1? No. 3 is a factor of 2? No. 3 is a factor of 3 or of a factor of itself? Yes, of course. So 3 and 3. Then 3 and 6. 3 is a factor of 6. Yes, because we said that 6 will equal 3 times 2. So 3 is a factor of 6. So 3 and 6. Okay, so now we wrote, okay, or we got the relation. How to represent it using an arrow diagram and the Cartesian diagram? It will be the same like before. Okay, so let me clear this space only. I will keep the relation and the two sets so that we can draw the arrow diagram. First, how to draw the arrow diagram? This one will be x, which is 1 and 2 and 3 from the set, right? And y, 1, 2, 3, 6. So this one will be y. 1, 2, 3, then 6. Okay, now represent your relation 1 and 1, one arrow from 1 to 1. Then 1 and 2, one arrow from 1 to 2. 1 and 3, one arrow from 1 to 3. 1 and 6, one arrow from 1 to 6. Then 2 and 2, one arrow from 2 to 2. 2 and 6, one arrow from 2 to 6. Then 3 and 3, one arrow from 3 to 3. And finally, 3 and 6, one arrow from 3 to 6. So this will be the arrow diagram. Are we clear till now?
Yes, mister.
Yes.
Okay, any questions, guys?
No.
No.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Then the next point is to represent this one using a Cartesian diagram. It's very easy, but I will do it so that I will remind you with how to represent this one using a Cartesian diagram. Okay, Cartesian diagram, x and y. So this one is x, and this one is y. So x and y. Elements of x, 1, 2, 3. Elements of y, 1, 2, 3, 6. Then draw the perpendicular net. Okay.
Okay.
Now represent the points. The first one, it's 1 and 1. So 1 and 1. 1 and 2, 1 and 2. 1 and 3, 1 and 3. 1 and 6, 1 and 6. 2 and 2, 2 and 2. 2 and 6, 2 and 6. Then 3 and 3, 3 and 3. 3 and 6, 3 and 6. So this is the Cartesian diagram. Are we okay, guys?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, mister.
Okay, great. Great. The next point, it will be about the function. Okay? Okay. Actually, guys, a relation from x to y, okay? A relation from x to y, okay, is said to be a function if there are some conditions, like each element of the set x appears only once as a first projection and one of the ordered pairs of the relation. So this means if x like 1 and 2 and 3 and y 1 and 2 and 4 and 5 like this. So if the ordered pairs, we got it like this, 1 and 2 and 2 and 4 and 3 and 5, for example. So I said that each element of the set x, 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. Appears only once. Appears only one time here. One time, 2, 1 time, 3, 1 time. As first projection. This one is the first projection, of course. And this one is the second projection. Again, in this pair, this one is the first. And this one is the second. And then this one, again, this one is the first. This one is the second. So, again, guys, each element of the set X, which are 1 and 2 and 3 now, appears only once as a first projection in one of the ordered pairs of the relation. So 1 here appears 1 time as a first projection, 2 also, 3 also. Okay? Okay. Then now this one, guys, is a function. Okay? So each element of the set X appears only once. Each element, all elements. If it's like this, but this is not 2. This one doesn't exist. So this means 2 didn't appear as a first projection. So this one, of course, not function. Okay? But before, when there was 2 and 4, okay, this one I mean. So this means now all elements appears once as a first projection. So in this case, it's a function. Okay, guys, are we clear till now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. If we will get it from arrow diagram like this. Arrow diagram like this. X is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. This one is X and this one is Y, 2, 3, 5, 7, for example. And the arrows is like this, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. In the case of arrow diagram, each element of the set X has only one arrow going out of it to one element of Y in the arrow diagram. Okay?
Okay.
Now, guys, I said that only one arrow. So only one arrow from 1, from 2, from 3, from 4. One arrow from each element. So this means function. Okay, but Mr. Now 1 and 2 shared the same element on Y, which is 2. I don't care. I care only about X. Okay, guys? So only one arrow from each element. Okay, so now this one is a function. Of course, it's a function. If it's like this, no arrow from 4. So it's not a function because there is no arrow from element 4. Okay, so now 4 will not appear as a first projection in the ordered pairs, right? Okay, if it's like this, there is one arrow from 4, but one more arrow from 4 to 5. Also, in this case, it will not be a function
Because 4 has 2
number
in it.
4 has 2 arrows, which this means that, okay, 4 will appear 2 times as a first projection because 4 and 5 and 4 and 7, right? So in this case, it will not be a function. Okay. If it becomes from the Cartesian diagram, guys, okay, if it becomes on Cartesian diagram like this. This one is X, this one is Y, elements are 2, 3, 4, and here 6, 7, 8, 9, like this. And now the perpendicular net like this. And the elements, it will be like this. 1 point here, 1 point here, 1 point here. So in case of Cartesian diagram, each vertical line has one only point. lying on this vertical line. Okay, so where are the vertical lines, guys? I mean this line, and this line, and this line. Okay, so this line, guys, has 1 point or more, actually 1 point, and this one 1 point, and this one 1 point. So in this case, this one is a function. Yes. Okay, if I will add one more point here, so in this case it's 2 and 6, the first one 2 and 6, then 2 and 8. Now 2 appears twice as the first projection, so it's not a function, right?
Right.
Okay, so the condition here, each vertical line has only 1 point lying on it. Okay, so simply, guys, if I will remove this point and this point, and the line becomes like this, no points at all. So this means also it's not a function. Why? Because here, number 2, or element 2, sorry, I deleted by mistake. Element 2 didn't appear as a first projection. Okay? So now this one, not a function. If I will place 1 point like this, now it becomes a function, right? Because 2 and 8. Okay, guys, are we clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, any questions till now?
No,
No.
thank you.
No.
Okay, very good. Now the next point, guys, if the relation is a function, okay, from x to y, then we will write it like this, function from x to y. Okay? Okay, now guys, it's a relation from x to y, a function from x to y, so this one is x, arrow diagram, for example. This one is y, so 1 and 2, for example, 3 and 4 and 5, and here 3. It's like this, 1 to 3, 2 to 4, and the 3 to 4 also. Now this one is a function, right? Just 1 second, guys. I will wait until Azan finish, okay? Because the voice is very loud.
Okay, mister.
Okay, just 1 minute. Okay, let's continue, guys. We said that if it's a function from x to y like this, okay? So 1 arrow from 1 to 3, and 1 arrow from 2 to 4, and 1 arrow from 3 to 4. So right now, each element on x has only 1 arrow, right? So this means it's a function, okay?
Okay, miss.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now, guys, this one, which is x, or the set of x, I mean this one. Actually, this one is the domain of the function. And y is the codomain of the function. Okay? So x is the domain of the function, y is the codomain of the function. Now, guys, the set of images of the elements of the set x on the function is called the range. So now the range is this elements, 3 and 4. So these 2 elements are the range. Actually, guys, if there is a question related to the range, so I have to write down range will equal the set of range the set of 3 and 4. Okay. If it becomes an ordered pairs like now the ordered pairs are 1 and 3 and 2 and 4 and 3 and 4, right? This is the ordered pairs, or this is the set of the function,
Yes.
right, guys?
Yes, mister.
Okay, in this case, where are the images of x? Actually, it will be the second projection, which is 3 and 4 and 4. So this is the range. But in case of the range, I will never repeat numbers. So range 3 and 4 and 4, no, I will not repeat any element. So range only 3 and 4. Okay, guys, are we clear? So the range 3 and 4 only. I will never repeat elements. Okay, are we clear?
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, we are.
Okay, great. One more example, guys, related to the functions. I will clear the board. If there is arrow diagram like this one, x and y, this one x, and this one is y, so this one is x and this one is y. And the elements here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and here 7, 5, 1, for example. Okay. So now, guys, if the arrows like this from 1 to 7 and from 2 to 7 and from 1 or 3, sorry, 3 to 1, like this. So each element on X has only one arrow, right?
Yes.
So in this case, this one is a function, of course. This one is a function, right? X
Yes.
is the domain, Y is the codomain, and range equals 1 and 7 or 7 and 1, right?
Yes.
Okay, very good. I will change this one. I will clear all these arrows, remove all this. If it's like this, one arrow from 1 to 7, one arrow from 2 to 5, and there is no arrow from 3, of course, not function. Right?
Yes.
Not function because 3 didn't appear as first projection, or there is no arrow going out, okay, from element 3. Okay, if it's like this, if it's like this, one arrow to 1 from 3 to 1 and one more arrow from 1 to 5. Now this one is a function or not? Of course.
Yes, it's a
Why it's a function? It's not a function because there are
the
two
one is
arrows.
repeated. Yes, yes.
Yes, two arrows are here from element 1, so it's not a function. Okay, we said only one arrow from all the sets. I mean that each element has only one arrow. So 3 has one arrow, 2 has one arrow, 1 has one arrow. So in this case, function. But now 1 has 2 arrows. So it's not a function. Okay? One arrow for each, but there is no arrow from 2. Also not a function. Okay, guys, now it's clear?
Yes, mister.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. If it becomes like this, guys, arrow diagram, but on the different shape, okay, which is x on x or y on y like this. Okay, the elements will be 1 and 2 and 3, for example. 1 and 2 and 3, 1 like this, 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, so this one is element 1, 2, 3. And the arrow diagram becomes like this. One arrow from 1 to 3. One arrow from 3 to 1. And one arrow from 3 to 2. And one loop here. So now this one here, the element 1 has only one arrow going outside from it. So here, okay, one arrow. Then what about 3? 3, one arrow to 1 and one arrow to 2. Okay, so 2 arrows now from 3. So not function. Okay, guys, are we clear?
Yes.
Yes, Mr.
Okay, if it's like this. Okay, now one arrow from 1 to 3 and one more arrow from 1 to 1, right?
Right.
Yes.
So
Yes.
2 arrows are here from 1, so not function. Right? Okay.
Right.
One more arrow diagram like this one. Okay, now let's check. One arrow from 1 to 3. Okay, so there is one arrow here. One arrow from 3 to 3. Okay. One arrow from 2 and 1. So the 3 elements, 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, each one has only one arrow, right? So in
Yes.
this case, it's a function. Right?
Right.
Okay, great. How to get the range for this one, guys? Actually, the range here, the first one or the first arrow, which is this one, from 1 to 3. So now this ordered pair is 1 and 3. Okay, and this one is 3 and 3. And this one is 2 and 1. I can get it directly from the graph. So 1 and 3, so the range here 3, and 2 and 1, so there is 1 here, 3 and 3. I will never repeat elements, so the range is 3 and 1. Or I can get it from the ordered pairs. Ordered pairs now, the range is 3, 3, 1. So I will never repeat elements, so only 3 and 1 is the range. Okay, guys, now it's clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. The next point, it's about the polynomial functions on unit 1. The polynomial function, guys, okay? Actually, the polynomial function is a function whose its rule is a term of algebraic expression with some conditions. Each of the domain and the codomain of the function is the set of the real numbers and the power or the index of the variable x, okay, in any of its terms is a natural number. So I will give you some examples. If f of x equals 3, so this is a polynomial, okay? If f of x equals 2x plus 1, this is a polynomial. If f of x equals x squared plus 2x minus 5, this is a polynomial, okay? If f of
Okay.
x power 3 minus 5, it's a polynomial, okay? So first one is a polynomial at the degree of 0 degree, okay? 2x plus 1, what is the power here or the index here? X now at the power of 1, so first degree. Okay, so the first one, if it's a number only, so 0 degree. If the variable or the algebraic term, which is x at the power of 1, so first degree. Now there is x and x squared, the highest index 2, so second degree. Here the highest power is x power 3, so third degree. Okay, guys? 0 degree means constant function. Constant function. First degree, linear function. Second degree, quadratic function. Third degree, cubic function. Okay, guys?
Okay, sir.
Okay, now I will show you some cases, okay, or to be more accurate, actually it's all the cases, okay, so that the function is not a polynomial, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
If there is a square root of variable like x, not polynomial. So if it's like this, x squared plus 2 square root of x minus 5, so this one actually not a polynomial. Why not a polynomial? Because if I want to get f of -1, so now it will equal a square root of -1. Do we have a values, okay, of the negative square roots? No. So in this case, this one, if there is a square root of the variable, which is x or y or whatever, so this one is not a polynomial. If there is a square root, okay? Okay, guys, but if it's like this, x squared plus square root of 5x minus 2. So this one is a polynomial or not? Of course, this one is a polynomial. So if this is a number, I don't care. Polynomial. But if it's a square root of x, not polynomial. Okay, guys, are we clear?
Yes.
Okay, great. Number 2. 1 over x. Okay, 1 over x. So this means, guys, by the way, I said the square root of x. So it will be the same like square root of x squared, square root of x power 3, whatever. All are the same case. So 1 over x, it will be the same like 1 over x power 2 or 1 over x power 5, all this. Also this one, not polynomial. Why? Because if I want to get f of 0, now x will equal 0. So 1 over x or x power 5 or x power 2, it will be 1 over 0. Do we have a value for 1 over 0? No.
No.
It's not defined. That's why we said if it becomes like 1 over a variable like x, so it's not polynomial. Okay, guys?
Okay, Mr.
Okay. If it becomes like this, x squared plus 2x at the power of -1, not polynomial. Why? Because now x at the power of -1 means 1 over x, right?
Right.
So in this case, guys, also this one is not a polynomial. Are we clear now, guys? Okay. If I want to get the degree of a function like this one, if it's x times x plus 3x, 3x squared. If it's like this, guys, x power 2 plus 5x minus 7. Now this one we said that, yes, what is the highest power? It's 2, so second degree, right? So quadratic. Okay, but in this case, guys, we have to simplify it. So x times x means x squared. X times 3x squared plus 3x power 3. So now the highest power 3, so third degree. So we have to simplify it first, okay? So this one is not at the second degree because the highest power is 2. No, we have to simplify it first. Now it becomes at the third degree, which is cubic function, right?
Right.
Is it clear now?
Yes.
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 Okay, very good. Next point, guys, the graphical representation of the polynomial functions. First type, okay, it's the constant function. Constant function. Constant function means f of x equals 5, for example. Okay? In this case, guys, f of x equal 5, so this means f of x will equal 5, so this is a constant function. Its value will never change. Okay? So if I will ask you now, get me f of 1. Of course, f of 1 will equal 5. F of -2 equal 5. F of 5 equal 5. F of -x equal 5. F of anything will equal 5. Are we clear?
Yes.
Okay, so if it's f of x equals 2, now f of 0, it will equal, of course, 2. We said that it will never change. But if I will ask you to get me 2 f of 5, okay, first f of 5 will equal, we said that the value will never change, so f of 5 will equal also 2. Okay, so this one, it's 2. And this one, 2 f of 5, so 2 times 2, which will equal 4. Clear, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
So
Yes,
I don't
mister.
care. I don't care about whatever the number are between the brackets. Whatever. If it's f of x equal to, so f of anything between the brackets will equal to -1, -5, -100, 100, 2, 3, -x, x power 2, all this. It will equal 2. But if there is a number here before the function, so this number is multiplied by the value of the function. So if this one equal to, so 3f of whatever here will equal 2 times the 3, which will equal 6. Okay, guys, are we clear?
Yes.
Yes, mister.
Okay, then how to represent the constant function, guys? Actually, the constant function, we will represent it using a straight line, okay? Straight line, which is parallel to x-axis. So if this one is x and y, so this one x and this one is y. And of course, this one x dash for the negative values of x, and this one y dash for the negative values of y. Now I want to represent f of x equals 2 and f of x equals -2 and f of x equals 0. So I just gave you the 3 cases: positive, which is 2, negative, which is -2, and if it's 0. Okay, and all the remaining numbers will be the same conditions. So I mean, if it's positive or negative or 0. Okay, if it's positive, we said that a straight line which is parallel to x-axis. So here, f of x equal 2. So if this one is 1 and this one is 2, so a straight line passes through the point 2 and parallel to x-axis. So this one is f of x equals 2. Okay, guys, are we clear?
Yes.
Yes,
So
mister.
this one, a straight line above x-axis and passes through the point here, point 2, but each point has not 2 coordinates. So this 2 has a coordinates on x? No, actually it's on x0, right? And 2 on y. So passes through 0 and 2, okay, and parallel to x-axis. Okay, guys, are we clear?
Yes.
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 Okay, very good. If it's f of x equals -2, it will be the same. -2, what is -2 here? It will be a straight line, okay, parallel to x-axis and passing through 0 and -2. Where is 0 and -2? This one is -1, -2. I will write it below the point like this. Okay, so one straight line passes through 0 and -2 and parallel to x-axis. So this one, f of x equals a -2. Okay, guys, are we clear? So this one straight line is below the x-axis and parallel to x-axis and passes through 0 and -2. Okay, are we clear till now?
Yes, mister.
Okay, now the last case, if it's f of x equals 0. So, okay, in this case, the straight line is coincident with x-axis and passes through the point 0 and 0. So this point 0 and 0. Coincident like this means متطابق in Arabic. Okay, on x-axis. So this one, f of x equals 0. Is it clear now, guys? The representation of the constant function?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Do you have any questions till now?
No.
No.
No thanks.
Okay. Then the next point, guys, or the next type of functions, it's the linear function. Linear function. So linear function, guys, it has a specific formula like f of x equals ax plus b, where a and b are constants. Okay, a and b are constants. I mean numbers. So in this case, f of x may be, it will equal x plus 5. So now here in this case, a equals the coefficient of x, right? So 1, and b equals 5. Okay, if f of x will equal only x, so a will equal the coefficient of x, which is 1. B will equals, do we have a number or a factor here? No, so b equals 0. Clear?
Yeah.
If f of x equals negative x minus 1, so a will equal the coefficient of x, I will make it negative 2, so that we can differentiate. You can differentiate. Negative x means negative 1, the coefficient, and b will equal negative 2. Are we clear till now, guys?
Yes.
Okay, great. So again, guys, the formula of the linear function, we said that it's f of x equals ax plus b. Okay, so now we said that a is the coefficient of x, okay, and b is the numerical value or the factor. Okay, so how can we represent the linear function? Actually, guys, the linear function, we can represent it by a straight line, okay, by a straight line. This is straight line intersecting y-axis and x-axis. Okay, so here, x and y, x dash, y dash. Okay, we said that it's a linear, the linear function. We said that it's a straight line intersecting y-axis and x-axis. Intersecting y-axis at a point equal and intersecting x-axis at a point equal. Of course, the point has 2 coordinates, okay? So intersecting y-axis at the point 0 and b, y0, because this is the intersection point with y. So this means it's a point on y, like this. So do we have x coordinates here? No. So it's 0 and b. So if this one now, x plus 5, so this means that the intersection point 0 and b means this point will be 0 and 5? Yes, of course. Are we clear now? Okay. And intersects with the x-axis. X-axis, so this means the coordinates of y will equal 0 because it's an intersection with x. So there is no y, so y is 0. What about the intersection point with x? It will equal negative b over a. Negative b over a. So in this case, negative b means b equal 5. So negative b over a means negative 5 over a, which is 1. So negative 5. So in this case, okay, it will be negative 5 and 0. Okay, so negative 5 and 0 means here. -5 and 0. Okay, guys, are we clear? So maybe it will be a straight line like this, passing through, no, passing through these 2 points, 0 and 5 and -5 and 0. It have to be like this. So now, guys, the linear function, we said that its formula is ax plus b, okay? This is number 1. What is the value of a? It's the coefficient of x. What is the value of b? It's the numerical value like b here. So coefficient of x here is 1. The b, or the numerical value, is 5. Okay? Okay. So the next point, we said that linear function, we represent it by a straight line intersecting with x-axis and y-axis. The intersection with y-axis at the point 0 and b, intersection with x-axis at the point -b/a and 0. Why zeros? And y-axis 0 on x, of course, because this point lies on y-axis, so there is no coordinates, okay, for x here. Okay, guys, so the coordinates of x, actually it's 0, okay? So now 0 and b, okay. The intersection with x-axis, so the coordinates of y will be 0. So number and 0. What will be this value? -b/a and 0. Are we clear till now, guys?
Yes.
All of you guys, do you have any questions?
No thanks.
Any questions till now?
No, sir.
Okay, great. Now, I want to solve one question related to this one, how to represent the linear function completely. Okay. I will clear the board. The question is to represent this function, which is f of x equals it will be like 2x plus 6, for example. Okay? Okay, the first point, guys, I'm going to, it will becomes like this only, represent this function graphically. I don't have any numbers, any values, anything at all. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to place one table like this, here x and here f of x. Then the next step, I'm going to assume 3 values for x, any 3 values, but be careful. Try to use positive and negative numbers. This is number 1, and try to use a suitable numbers. Okay? So that I mean, don't use large numbers or like this. So always we will use like maximum on the positive direction 2. And 0, and maybe on the negative direction maximum -2. Guys, take care. If it's if there is a fraction here, I mean like represent this one, which is x squared. No, sorry, I mean x only because this is linear. X over 2 plus 5. Okay, so now if you will assume that x will equal 3, for example, so you will get 3 over 2 and so on. So use a number so you will get integers, okay? Or you will get whole numbers so that you can represent it easily. Okay, guys? So now,
Okay.
f of x equals 2x plus 6. Okay, so I assumed that x will equal 2 and 0 and -2. So in case of x will equal 2, so I'm going to get f of 2. Okay, which is f of x, but x will equal 2. Okay, in this case, I'm going to use the function. It's 2x, so 2 times, now x becomes 2, so 2 times 2 plus 6. Okay, so it will equal 4 plus 6, which is 10. Okay, guys, then f of 0. F of 0, again to the main function, 2x, so 2 times 0 plus 6. So 0 plus 6, this one will equal 10, and this one we said that it will equal 6. So 0, it will equal 6. If it's negative 2, so f of negative 2, now substitute with the value of negative 2 instead of x. Okay?
Okay.
So now f of negative 2 will equal 2 times x, which is negative 2 plus 6. So it will equal negative 4 plus 6, which is 2. Okay, now I got this table. Okay, now I will clear these values. I don't want it anymore. Now draw the xy planes. So x and y, x and y. Of course, guys, you have to draw this one on a graph paper. Okay. So x here, and this one x dash and y dash. Okay, so x, the maximum value for x, we said that it will be 2 and 0 and negative 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, enough. F of x 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 till 10. Then negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. The first point, guys, here is 2 and 10. So 2 and 10 means here. 0 and 6. So this means 0 on x and 6 on y. So 6 here. Then the last point, negative 2 and 2. So negative 2 on x at this point, and 2 on y, which is this point. Then connect between the three points. Of course, it have to be a straight line, but because I'm drawing, use my hand, so it's not accurate. But it have to be a straight line like this. Okay, guys?
Okay.
Okay.
So this is the representation of the linear function. Now, if I want to get the intersection with x-axis and y-axis, okay, no problem. Intersection with x-axis and y-axis, I can get it using the two rules or otherwise directly from the graph. Here on the graph, intersection with y-axis is here, right? So this point with y-axis is 0 and 6. And from the graph, but because I'm drawing using my hand, so I don't know exactly, but we will get it from the function, sorry. We said that intersection with x-axis will equal negative b over a and 0, right?
Right.
Was x-axis negative b over a and 0. Okay, negative b means negative 6 over a, which is 2, and 0. So this means negative 3 and 0. Yes, so this point it have to be negative 3 and 0. So the intersection here is negative 3 and 0. Okay, guys, are we clear till now?
Yes.
So, guys, this is how to represent the linear function graphically. Okay, are we okay?
Yes.
Any questions till now?
Okay.
Okay. Actually, the next function, it's the quadratic function, which is the last point in this lesson, and to be more accurate, the last point on unit 1. Okay, because now we finished unit 1, just one remaining point. It's about the quadratic function and how to represent it. Okay, guys, on the linear function, we said that the formula or the form of the linear function, it's ax plus b. Now, in the quadratic function, it will be f of x equals ax squared plus bx plus c. Quadratic, we said that it's at the second degree, so we must have x squared, right? So a is the coefficient of x squared, b is the coefficient of x, and c is the numerical value. So in this case, I will give you one example, like 2x squared minus 3x minus 5. So now a will equal 2, b will equal -3, c will equal -5. Okay, a is the coefficient of x squared, so 2. B is the coefficient of x, -3. And c is the factor or the numerical value, which is -5. So if it becomes like this, f of x equals a -x squared only. So this means a is the coefficient of x squared, which is -1. b equals 0, c equals 0, right?
Right.
Okay, great. If it's like this, f of x equals x squared minus x. So a is the coefficient of x squared, 1. b is the coefficient of x, -1. c, do we have a numerical value or a factor here? No, so c equals
No.
0. Are we clear?
Yes,
Is it
miss.
clear, guys?
Yes.
Yes, miss.
Yes.
Okay, great, great. Then the next point, how to represent the quadratic function graphically. Okay. Okay. Now we are going to solve one example related to the quadratic function. So if I want to represent this function graphically, which is f of x. One second. Yes, f of x equals 2x minus x squared. And in such type of questions, guys, they will give you the interval. So x belongs to the interval of -1 and 3. Before we assume the numbers, okay, of x so that we can get f of x. Now it will be given as interval, okay? So the first step, I'm going to draw the table as usual, but this time I will not assume values. So x here is given on interval, and now this one is f of x. Okay, the interval is -1 and 3. So -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay? Are we clear till now?
Yes.
Okay. Now get f of x with these values. So I want to get f of -1, and then f of 0, and then f of 1, and then f of 2, and f of 3. Okay. What will be the procedures or the steps? I will just substitute with x with the value which is given, like f of -1. So now x will equal -1. F of 0, so x will equal 0. Okay, on the main function, which is f of x equals to x minus x squared. So now, guys, f of -1, there is this one is the main function. Okay, f of -1 will equal 2 times x, which is -1 now, minus x squared, which is -1 squared. So 2 times -1 means -2, and the -1 squared means 1. So -2 minus -1. Okay, so it will equal -3. Okay, f of 0 will equal 2 times 0 minus 0 squared, which is x squared. Okay, so it will equal 0 minus 0, which is equal 0. So 0 and 0. Okay, then the next one, f of 1 will equal 2 times 1 minus 1 squared, x squared. So it will equal 2 minus 1 squared means 1. So 2 minus 1 will equal 1. So here 1. F of 2 means 2 times 2 minus x squared, which is 2 squared. So 4 minus 4, which will equal 0. So here also 0. The last one, f of 3, which is equal to x, 2 times 3 minus x squared, which is 3 squared. So 2 times 3, it will equal 6. Minus 3 squared, which is 9. Okay, so 6 minus 9, it will equal -3. So here, -3. Okay, guys, now we clear about all this, how to get f of x. Okay,
Yes.
Yes.
any
Yes.
questions till now?
No, thank you.
Okay. Now I have to remove all this. I don't want it. Just the table is more than enough. Then start your representation of points. Now this one is x and this one is y, x and y. It's like this. X, y, x dash, y dash. Okay. Here 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. -1 and -2 and -3. And here 1 and 2 and 3 and -1 and -2 and -3 and -4. Okay. Now the first point, guys, it's -1 and -3. So -1 on x. So this means on the left side, and -3 on y. So on the bottom. So -1 and -3. This means this point, -1 and -3 here. Okay. Then 0 and 0. So the point of origin here, 0 and 0. 1 and 1, 1 and 1. 2 and 0, 2 and 0 means 2 on x, 0 on y. So here. 3 and -3, 3 on x and -3 on y. So here. Now connect between these points like this. It becomes a curve like this one, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. So now, guys, first important point here, I will clear the function. I will clear the interval and the table. I don't want it. Now, guys, from the graph, or actually, guys, this is unit 1, lesson 4. This is the last lesson on unit 1. Okay. So now, First, I will get the vertex point of the curve. Vertex point of the curve means this point on the top of the curve, this one. Okay, so vertex of the curve, okay, it will equal, I can get it from the graph, or there is also one rule, negative b over 2a and function of negative b over 2a. Okay, now I don't know exactly from the graph because I'm drawing using my hand, but using the rule, the vertex will equal negative b. Where is b now, guys? We said that b is the coefficient of x and a is the coefficient of x squared. So negative b means negative 2. Okay, so negative 2 over 2a. A is negative 1 over negative 2. So this means it will equal 1? Yes. So negative b over 2a is 1. Now I want to get f of negative b over 2a. Okay? I can get it directly from the table because the table contains 1 as x, the value of x. So it was like this. If you still remember, there was 1 here and the value of f of x becomes 1. So when this one equals 1, so f of x also will equal 1, f of 1, because this one x and this one f of x. So f of 1, now this one becomes f of 1, right?
Right.
Because the value of negative b over 2a equals 1. So f of 1 from the table equals 1, or I can get it directly. So 1 and 1. This is the vertex point of the curve. Okay, so now guys, the next question in this types of questions, okay, the next point will be the maximum or minimum. Find the maximum or minimum value of the function. Actually, guys, this point, okay, on the top of the curve now in positive direction, and here in the bottom, okay, on the negative. And this one on the top is the maximum. So maximum, the question will becomes find the minimum or maximum. So you have to write maximum, okay, of the function. It will equal 1. Which one of these two guys inside the vertex? The second one. So this will be the maximum or the minimum, okay, according to the graph. Okay, so this one, maximum or minimum, according to the graph. Okay, guys, are we clear?
Yes.
Then the third point in this question, find the equation of line of symmetry. Equation of line of symmetry. Okay, equation of line of symmetry. So this means a line which divides the curve into two symmetrical parts. So this means that this part will be the same like this part. How to get it, guys? Actually, from the vertex point. The first point on the vertex will be the equation of symmetry. So equation of symmetry will equal x equals 1. So the first one, equation of symmetry. Second, maximum or minimum depending on the curve. If the curve, okay, if the curve, we said that before, guys, right? We explained this point before. I will repeat it again so that I will remind you with this one. If the curve, okay, opens downwards, if the curve opens downwards, okay, so this means this point will be maximum point or maximum value. Okay, guys, are we clear?
Yes.
Okay. if the curve is upwards like this one, if it becomes like this one, for example, so it opens upward, so this point of the vertex, okay, will be the symmetry equation of symmetry and minimum in this case. Are we clear, guys? Are we clear?
Yes.
Yes,
Any
Mr.
questions? Any questions till now?
Okay.
No, thank you.
Okay. Actually, guys, we finished the first unit, okay, the revision of the first unit. Okay, we covered the 4 lessons with the very simple examples. So now I'm going to solve a model exam, a very simple model exam on unit 1. Okay, guys? Okay, guys, open your exercise book, page 30, exams on unit 1, model 1. Okay, model 1.
Okay.
Okay, the first question, I will clear the board. The first question, choose the correct answer from those given. If x cross y equals the set of 2 and 3 and 2 and 5, then number of elements of x equals. Okay, guys, how to solve this one? Actually, here it's 2 and 3 and 2 and 5. So simply, guys, x equals the set of 2, right? Only.
Yes.
Okay, because x appeared as a first projection only 2 in the 2 times. So this means number of elements, okay, of x will equal 1.
1.
Okay, guys, so the correct choice will be letter A, only 1 element. So number of elements of x will equal 1. Okay, next question. If b less than 3, then the point 6 and b minus 3, 6 and b minus 3 lies in which quadrant?
In
Lies
the second quadrant.
in which quadrant? It's less than 3. Okay,
Yes.
so this means, guys, less than 3, so that maybe it will be 0 or 1 or 2 or even negative. So in this case, guys, okay, it's less than 3, so in this case, b minus 3 will be a negative value, right?
Yes.
So 6 and the negative value, whatever, what will be the number? Okay, so this is the quadrants. Okay, first quadrant, second quadrant, third, fourth. I want 6 as a positive, x as a positive value, so here, and negative on y, so here. So this means it will lie in which quadrant, guys?
Fourth quadrant.
Fourth. So fourth quadrant. Okay, so the right choice is fourth, guys, which is letter D. Are we clear?
Yes.
Okay, question number 3. If the point x and 3 lies on y-axis, okay, lies on y-axis, then 7x minus 1 equals 7x minus 1 equals, guys, it lies on y-axis, so this means, of course, no coordinates for x, right?
Yes.
Lies on y-axis like this. So this one is x, this one is y, x dash, y dash. So the point lies on y-axis like this, any point of these points. So this means x here will equal always 0. So x equals 0. Now 7x minus 1. So 7 times 0 minus 1. So 0 minus 1, which will equal -1. So the correct answer, guys, letter B. Okay, -1. Okay. The next question, number 4. If f of x equals 4x plus b, 4x plus b, 1/3 f of 3 equals 5. Find b. B will equal, then dots. Okay. How to solve this one, guys? It's very easy. Now, I have to get 1/3 f of 3 and make it equal to 5. F of x is here. So f,
مستر
yes.
بس أنا عندي حصة تانية ممكن أستخدم حضرتك.
Okay. Okay, no problem. Okay, you
Alright.
can go. Okay.
Yes.
I will get f of 3. It will equal f of x equals 4x plus b. So now x will equal 3. Okay, I will substitute with the value of x equal 3. So 4 times 3 plus b. So this one, guys, will equal 12 plus b. This one is f of 3. Okay. Now in the question, it's given that 1/3 f of 3 equal 5. So 1, just 1 second. 1/3 f of 3 will equal this value, 1/3 times 12, 3, sorry, times 12 plus b. It's given in the question that this value will equal 5, so this one will equal 5. Okay, so I will multiply 1/3 to the whole bracket. So 1/3 times 12 means 12/3. 12/3, which is equal to 4 plus 1/3 times b means b/3. So now it will equal 5. Okay, there is 3 here in the denominator, guys. Okay, so let me clear this one first on the top so that I can continue. So b/3, 4, I will write it again, 4 plus b/3 will equal 5. So now b/3 will equal, I will shift this number to the other side with different sign. Okay, so it's positive 4, so 5 minus 4. So b/3 will equal 1. Okay, now b will equal, it's very simple now, cross multiplication. B times 1 will equal 3, so b will equal 3. Is it clear, guys?
Yes.
Any questions till now?
Thank you.
Okay, great. All of you guys, all of you. What about the remaining guys? Huh? This one is clear?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, Mister.
Okay, very good. Then question 5. The function f where f of x equals 3x. F of x equals 3x. Represented graphically by a straight line which passes through the point. Okay. Now, guys, this one, f of x equal 3x. So it's a linear function, right? Okay. So this one will pass through which point? F of x equals 3x. How to solve this one, guys? Actually, it's very simple. Now, f of x equals 3x. So the first choice is 3 and 3, 3 and 3. So this means, guys, if f of 3 will equal 3 if this point is correct. Let's check. F of 3 equals 3x, which is 3 times 3 equals 9. So this point is wrong. Okay? The next point, 3 and 0. Of course, wrong, because we said that 3, it will equal 9. So this one also wrong. Then 0 and 0. Then it check 0 and 0, 0 and 0. So f of 0 will equal 3x, means 3 times 0, which will equal 0. So f of 0 equals 0. So this means that straight line passing through 0 and 0. Okay, guys, so the right choice will be letter C. Okay? Are we clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Mister.
Yes, Mister.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay,
mister.
great. The next one, question number 6. The maximum value of the function f of x equals negative 2x squared, negative 2x squared plus 4x plus 3. Okay, we said that we can get the maximum or minimum or whatever like this from the graph or otherwise from the vertex point, right? Okay, vertex point here will equal negative b over 2a and function of negative b over 2a. Okay, now a equals negative 2, b equals 4, c equals 3. Okay, so negative b and negative 2a, negative b over 2a, negative b means negative 4 over 2a, which is 2 times negative 2, also negative 4. So the first point will equal 1. So the vertex point is 1. Now get f of negative b over 2a, which is f of 1. F of 1 will equal negative 2x squared, which is 1 squared, plus 4 times x, which is 1, plus 3. So it will equal 1 squared means 1 times negative 2. So negative 2 plus 4 times 1 means 4 plus 3. So negative 2 plus 4 means 2 plus 3 means it will equal 5. So the vertex point, guys, now is 1 and 5. So now we said that the first one is the equation of symmetry. The second one is minimum or maximum depending on the curve. But now in the question, they asked about the maximum value. So of course, the maximum value will equal 5. Okay, so this is the maximum value. Okay, so the right choice here, guys, is letter A. Okay, are we clear?
Yes.
Okay, great, guys. I will stop at this point and then we will continue on the next session, solving some questions and explaining again Unit 2. Okay, guys, so do you have any questions till now?
No, sir.
No,
Okay.
thank you, Mister.
Okay, very good, guys, very good. Okay.